Yep. You're yellow. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm the man without fear. Welcome to the world of Mime Over Matter. Here we have a nice yellow man without fear. This is a variant costume of Marvel Legends. This is from the Marvel Unlimited Plus. That is the comic reading app. So when you order it for that year, I think this was maybe 2 years ago, I got this nice retro carded Daredevil figure, and I was just waiting for the right moment to open it, and that time was now. And thanks to our red suited Daredevil figure to help with the unboxing, this is another just one of my favorite Marvel Legends figures. I really like Daredevil, so a lot of them are just this red variant. So if you got the yellow variant, really stands out. It pops. I believe there was a Walgreens exclusive one that they put out a few years ago. I did not get a chance to pick that one up. So the fact that I have the retro card one now, I am very happy with that because now I have the Murdochs in all their glory. And while we have it here, let's take a look at the packaging that unfortunately will wind up in the garbage as soon as I'm done with this review, because I'm not a huge fan of keeping packages. We've got a nice original artwork style of the Daredevil on the front, doing his jumpy thing in his nice yellow outfit. There's some comic covers featuring this costume design on the back. The original Daredevil comics are some of my all-time favorite, so definitely get a chance to read those, which you could do on the Marvel Unlimited app. All right. So, and in the box, he comes with his batons. So we are going to pop those out, and then we're going to take a look at his articulation, his design, and compare it to a few other Daredevil figures, because that's what we do, and we're going to have a blast doing so. So much like the other Daredevil figures, his batons do come with a little peg in them, so you could put them together, so you could play it like a flute, or they come apart and you could start smacking two people with them. So there we go. We can pose him. He's got all sorts of those classic Daredevil poses where he's jumped through the air, holding his baton, fist out, just trusting blind fate. And when he doesn't want to hold them, he's got a nice little holster on his thigh that he could put them in. So this way he is ready to swing, fight crime, or just, relax, do some light lawyering. And since we just posed them a little bit, I think this is the proper segue to look at some articulation. So he's got some pretty nice leg splits over there. He's got a nice waist swivel and some pretty insane ab crunch where he can go really forward, really back. This is kind of one of the older designs of the ab crunch where he's got the kind of like the joint in the middle of his chest. He's got some pins on his elbows. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got a boot swivel. He's got some ankle articulation. The knees go all the way back. And he's got just the one point on his shoulder. And I'm going to pull in one of my other Daredevils, which is the exact same sculpt, exact same figure. This is just the yellow painted version of it. So it really makes his face look completely different just having the different colors on it. So unless you really compare them, they genuinely look like they're two different sculpts, which is kind of creative on the Hasbro side to be able to reuse them and just make it look like just such a unique figure. His ankle's getting a little bit wonky, so I was trying to pose him and he was toppling over, but that's okay. We'll just fix him real quick. It's kind of the challenge of trying to pose figures right out of the box. Sometimes their joints get a little bit stiff and you just got to work them in a little bit. And there we go. Just another side-by-side comparison of the exact same figure, just different colors, and both of them are perfect. I definitely say if you get a chance, pick them both up. And then we have another Daredevil here who is a completely different sculpt, and we're going to do a little bit of comparison. This is one of the newer figures, and you could tell because he's got really updated articulation, which is great for Daredevil. Much like Spider-Man, the more articulated, the better poses you're going to get for these really acrobatic superheroes. So this one's got the double articulation on the shoulder. He's got the ab crunch that's kind of embedded under the chest, under the rib cage, versus this guy, you can see the joint in the middle of his chest. So it just looks nicer. Then he's got a little bit of a kind of the pivot instead of on the waist is actually under the rib cage as well. He's got Tootsie articulation, which is always good for standing on those ledges. And then it is pinless joints. So both of them are amazing figures, but this one, just as far as the upgraded design goes, I wouldn't be surprised if we would see a yellow suited Daredevil in this new design in the future. Who knows? They tend to like making Daredevils exclusives for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's one of, I'd say, a major superhero, but And then also with this Marvel Unlimited, the kind of the kit that came with it, we got this nice Scotty Young pin that comes with it. Marvel absolutely loves using the artist Scotty Young for making their pins and designs because he's got a very, I would say, standout style where you can see it's very cartoonish, very like almost looks like a child, but they're so good. And then what I also wanted to do is I got this at Comic-Con this year. This I signed up for the Marvel Unlimited again, and then I got the kit that they would send out. It's a few years old. Two more Scotty Young pins of Moon Knight and Jeff the Shark as Doctor Strange. But I didn't think this Venomized Punisher figure would really stand up for his own review. So I thought he'd just make a cameo in this review, and having Punisher do a cameo in Daredevil, that just seemed fitting. So let's free our Venomized Punisher and take a look at him in all his glory. If you look at him just quick glance, it just looks like a Venom figure, but if you look at his chest, he's got the Punisher skull in there with the spider legs, so it is a very clear, crossover character. And he's got the tongue coming out, some great articulation on the neck. From just the look of the joints on here, and I think this is another one of the older figures, you can tell by the pin joints that this is a few years old. I forget which year it was from for the Marvel Unlimited kit, but yeah, I did not have it, so I was very happy to receive it. And he's got some guns on there because he's not Punisher without some heavy artillery. And what's interesting is they do not have a trigger finger on these. There's just a normal holding hand, which when you have guns, when you don't have a trigger finger, it makes holding them just, in my opinion, look awkward. And we'll just take a quick look at that. So you have the handle, but then you're just letting the gun there. You're not ready for action. If someone comes up to you and they demand your milk money, you can't really shoot them. You got to take that extra second to put your finger on the trigger. So I'd say, yeah, maybe there's some better Venom hands out there with the trigger finger or Punisher hands that we can swap out. But for now, we are going to be very happy with our figure. And there we go. We'll just put him in the back over there to make sure that the highlight is on our yellow-suited Daredevil, who is probably, I say, one of my probably favorite Daredevil figures now. And these three Daredevil figures are probably three of my favorite Marvel Legends figures. All of these guys are just absolutely amazing. I always love Marvel Legends figures, especially when they're my favorite characters, like Daredevil right here, and it's a new variant. I absolutely love these. I don't have a yellow-suited one yet, so these are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and here is a stop motion for you to enjoy of Daredevil versus Venomized Punisher. I hope you find it devilishly good. Watch some more videos if you dare.